Chương trình phỏng vấn và tìm hiểu, chúng tôi xin kính chào quý vị. Thưa quý vị, nhân dịp Bộ Hải quân Hoa Kỳ chính thức thực hiện cuốn phim với tựa đề là The Lucky Few. Đây là một cuốn phim lịch sử ghi lại cuộc di tản người Việt Nam tại Biển Đông vào cuối tháng 4 năm 1975. Vào thời điểm này, Hải quân Việt Nam Cộng Hòa đã triệt thoái hầu như toàn bộ các chiến hạm, và những người tị nạn trên các chiến hạm Việt Nam này đã được đệ thất hạm đội bảo vệ từ Côn Sơn đến Phi Lô Tân. Hôm nay, thưa quý vị, chúng tôi được tiếp xúc với hạm trưởng HQ-14, đó là ông hạm trưởng Pham Thanh. Và thưa quý vị, ngồi bên cạnh là ông Swain. Ông là một sĩ quan thuộc hạm đội thứ 7 và phục vụ trên chiến hạm USS Curd. Ông từ hạm đội đến HQ-14 để nhận chiến hạm HQ-14 trước khi tiến vào hải phận Phi Lô Tân. Okay, the Vietnamese talk show will welcome, and it is remarkable. We can see both of you. You are the commander, HQ-14. Okay, what is your position and what happened to you at that moment when you took the HQ-14, left the Vietnam behind?
At that time, my ship had been assigned to patrol in Prasley Island. That island is between the Philippines and Vietnam, and I has been there for about 3 weeks. And then in the last day, as I remember, is around April 27 of April 28. And we received an order to withdraw from Prasley Island to come back to Saigon. And when we arrived at Vũng Tàu, we couldn't get in Saigon because the communists, all of us, moved in. And then I decided that I very hesitate, very difficult for me to make a decision. And at the same time, I received an order from the 2nd Coastal Zone, headquarters in Vũng Tàu. Order to all the captain, all the ship from now on, under the command of the captain. Captain could make any decision. No order from the naval headquarters or the zone. No one give you order now. You have to take care of your ship. All everything's under your command. You make a right decision. At that time, I know that's a very heavy responsibility for me. Internal make a decision. Internal protect my ship. In protect of my men. And I come up with a decision. If I take my ship back to Saigon, I might get in touch with family, but not sure, because maybe I stuck in there, the communists could take my ship, they could put me in jail, my men in jail. So the best way for me to make decision now is to take my ship to Guam Island, because I know that at that time, American government is receiving Vietnamese refugee at the Guam Island. So I plan to take my ship over there.
Do you have any communication with the American ship?
At that time, not.
But do you learn how to contact with international communication?
In my ship, I don't have any frequency to contact with American ship.
Okay. Did you see some of the ship, American ship, around the Vietnam Sea Zone, or any the partial of the ship of the 7th Fleet during that time?
I saw a lot. When I come back there.
How far from your position?
My position, they have about half nautical mile from my ship. Not too far. I could see them very clear. Mm-hmm. Some away about a couple miles, nautical mile.
But no communication at all?
No communication.
Even at night?
if I like, I go.
Do you prepare for some of the signal in the light if in the case emergency?
Sure. In the Navy, we could connect. We got contact with every ship. We use the signal line to contact with them. We could send messages through signal line. Even though we don't have any mean others voice communication, we could do it.
Okay.
But I think so. What for?
Okay.
At what for? Because I know that at this time, I have to make my decision.
John, it is a very honor for me to welcome you. For 35 and a half years, I saw you when you came on board before his ship get into the Philippine sea zone. Okay, what was your position at that time? Okay, about time that...
my position on my ship?
Yes.
I was aboard the USS Kirk, which was a destroyer escort. Her number is 1087. I was part of a LAMPS detachment, which is an anti-submarine warfare helicopter attached to the ship to perform anti-submarine warfare duties. We were sent to the area around Bung Tau to assist the John Paul Jones, which is another destroyer, in recovering a piece of a C-5A that had come off on its departure from Saigon. So it gave us a pretty good excuse to be close to Vietnam during this tumultuous time when Saigon's or South Vietnam's future was in question. So I was a helicopter pilot aboard the ship.
At that moment, I believe it, you do understand what's going on, and then when you look up at the air, okay, they flew helicopter on the air to your ship and away from the land. What did you feel in that moment?
Well, it's kind of interesting because my detachment pretty much owns the stern of the USS Kirk. That's where the flight deck is and the hangar is, and that's where we keep our helicopter. Our helicopter was broken. We had an engine that failed, and we had it in the hangar, so the flight deck was open to anybody who came our way. But that's not what we were thinking about at the time, because it was pretty cloudy and it was raining, and as the clouds parted, the sky filled with helicopters. And this is about the same time frame that the skipper of HQ-14 was making his decision as to where he was going to go, and we started to accept helicopters on our flight deck. Having only a flight deck for one helicopter, as we unloaded refugees from that helicopter, we would reposition it on the flight deck and push it over the side. All in all, we accepted 14 helicopters, 13 of them on the flight deck. We kept 4 of those helicopters and took them back to the Philippines later on. And one helicopter was too big to land on our flight deck, a Chinook, and it ditched in the water next to the stern of the Kirk. We recovered its pilot after he offloaded.
You were on the deck at that moment?
Yes. I was.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Okay.
So he offloaded his passengers by having them go to the starboard side hatch on the 47, and they jumped out, and the sailors of the Kirk caught the people that jumped out. And then as the helicopter finished offloading his passengers, he went alongside the Kirk, and the pilot very meticulously set the helicopter into a right-hand roll as he dove out the left side into the ocean. And then we pulled him out of the water, and he became a refugee on the Kirk. That was our original assignment. From that point, we were redirected down to Con Son Island, where the skipper of HQ-14 ended up with the South Vietnamese fleet. We had a couple of individuals that came off the command ship at the time was the Blue Ridge, came aboard the Kirk and pretty much directed us as to what we were supposed to do. And our job was to go down there and gather the South Vietnamese fleet and then wait for orders as to what we were supposed to do.